It's surprising, but sometimes folks think their payment will be the payment beneath the column we're recommending, plus the payment next to the appropriate term in the disclosure. Ever had the guest who thought their monthly payment was the combination of these two different numbers added together? Of course we have. We have all experienced this. In fact, it would seem that approximately 25% of our guests are confused about this. This is exactly why we will be well served to always address this possible misunderstanding as a certainty anytime our guests object to the payment beneath the column we have recommended. Mary, Mike, I've got great news. This payment right here, stated while pointing to the payment at the bottom of the column we have just recommended, that's everything. We will stop talking here. It may take a few moments, but they will reply with, "What do you mean?" We will then continue with, "That's your new car," plus taking advantage of everything we've reviewed here. That's one possible explanation for the perceived objection. It could be a simple misunderstanding has occurred, and that's all. Sometimes, however, our guests may be merely testing us. Let's ask ourselves, is our guest's initial resistance to our recommendation really an objection, or are they simply making sure we care about their concerns? Are we listening to their objection simply to time our response, or are we listening with the intent to understand? Let's look at a response which may serve us better than that which we are currently utilizing. Maybe our guest responds to our column recommendation with, "I don't know, I don't think so." We hear this response regularly. When this occurs, perhaps we could implement a thoughtful pause upon first hearing the objection. We'll follow this up with, "Well, it sure beats having to worry about all of these things." Folks face the consequences of ownership all the time. In the service drive, stunned reactions are regularly overheard. Where am I going to get the money to pay for all of this? And as expensive as parts and labor have become, the bills can reach staggering heights really quick. Imagine having to charge the bill to your credit card. With rates as high as they are, the repair is now much higher still by the time it's paid in full. We see it frequently. Folks forced to get rid of something they are otherwise perfectly happy with because of these issues. Perhaps they've even finally gotten it paid for, but something goes wrong and they have to settle for practically zero trade value because the machine is broken. Now they have to take on a whole new payment. Taking advantage of all the security, shelter, protection, and peace of mind provided for here could easily prevent all of that. Let's give them a moment to consider our points. Following with, you shared with me earlier that you were planning to drive the vehicle for blank years, driving blank miles per year, only if necessary. We may continue with, no one wants to take all the risk associated with keeping a modern vehicle running properly onto their plate once the factory takes it off of theirs. And then there are other considerations provided for here that may even keep you from having to make an insurance claim. Heavens knows the last thing any of us wants to do is give our insurance carrier a reason to increase our rates even more. Lastly, to package things up, we may conclude with, our happiest guests are always those who pay nothing for all covered repairs, parts, and labor, less their deductible, if any. We are counting on you enjoying your vehicle for many years to come. When it's finally time to replace it with something new, we look forward to seeing you back on your schedule, not one you were forced into by a scenario someone else could have been paying for. Inspiration for this month's training tip provided by Dale R. Thanks, Dale. Think about it. Good luck and good selling.